And what's up? Welcome to another episode of Unsubscribed. This is episode 763 in the docket.
We've only the second one we're going to release, but...
Yeah, but man, we have had some trash episodes so far that
all of them
just thrown away.
The intern died.
I didn't like him anyways.
Tragic gay brothel incident.
Just spill it all.
No, I'll take that. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, no.
We got Eli.
Donut.
Baddie. Streams.
Shut the fuck up.
Get out of my head.
Just Baddie. Just Baddie. It's just Baddie.
All right.
Uh-huh. Sure it is.
Come on, man. Like,
yeah.
This is how we're gonna. This is how it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna be.
Okay.
The first, can I sit in the middle next time? I don't feel right here.
No, you can't fit.
What do you
That's why you're on the outside.
I have lost so much weight. I have lost. My feelings are hurt.
Just with the jab at Baddie every episode's gonna be that.
Why are we gonna jab at Baddie? You're short. Your mustache isn't that good. There you go. There you go.
Mustache is beautiful. The soul patch, I'm not sure. Right?
Go get fucking kings, why don't you?
God, I'm just happy this booster sit gets me up by the mic.
It's kind of crazy how normal height you
my feet don't touch. Just dangling like a.
You ever had to sit at like a bar and your feet actually don't
all
touch?
the time. I hate I'm the average size, but in a group of 6-foot monsters.
Yeah, dude, I get shit on in my family for being I'm 6'1". I'm the runt of my dad's like 6'4". My uncles are like 6'5" and 6.
That's spice to it.
Oh, you tried the ranch water.
I was not
spicy ranch water.
The spicy one has spice.
Really? I thought you were Mexican.
I did, but I wasn't expecting it. You know when you're like, I'll just take a big swig.
Hold on. Guys, shh.
Hey,
I'm trying to get
up.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Could you stop ruining everything?
There.
Oh man, that ranch water sounds crisp.
It is.
Ranch water.
I gotta try one of these too.
The original's good. I mean,
we're just drinking.
It's not a podcast if we're not double fisting fucking.
Do I need to go get the tequila?
I know. Guys, welcome to a podcast.
So I was told the actual ranch water is like a thing, like a drink where it's just like seltzer and then tequila with some agave. Like that's a thing. Because I had to go to HEB to find these because I couldn't find them at the gas station, and I was like, and then I couldn't find it in the grocery store either. And I asked some random dude who was buying up way too much beer. Random guy at HEB, you bought way too much beer. It was like 430 racks, and they had a bunch of seltzers and some high. It was a lot. I'm like, boy's getting fucking lit on a Sunday.
Should have invited him.
He hates his relationship.
Probably. But I was like, yeah, have you heard of ranch water? He's like, yeah, you get it at a bar, it's tequila and seltzer and this. I'm like, I meant like the drink. And he's like, oh, it's usually over near the seltzers. And he like walked me over next to it. I'm like, no, it's right fucking in front of me.
He knew exactly
where
he did.
Did he waddle over you?
I mean,
happily walk over.
He's like, it's usually next to the Bud Light. I don't know where it is. Let's go check actually by the Coronas. Last week it was there. Oh, there it is. Oh, you drink a lot.
He drank a lot.
This one is good.
The original.
I do like this one. Have you tried it?
No.
Dude, just do it. Like, go in thinking it's that. And do it.
I'm going to close my eyes. I want you to shuffle them up.
Okay.
I know you're going to give me the spicy.
No, keep them close. Close. Arm. Close. Just keep going.
Hold on. I gotta find the hole. I have a lot of trouble doing this most of the time.
Big sip. Okay, put it back. Okay. I'm going to shuffle it again.
You're going to give me the spicy this time.
No.
You gave me the original, now you're going to give me the spicy.
No, Baddie, I'm
going
to mix it up.
What did you just open?
I'm going to mix it up.
Why did you?
I'm going to mix it up.
There's the hole. This one's way more full. This is obviously the spicy. It's a
big sip. Big sip.
Oh, I looked. Oh.
See, I told you not to look. You've just ruined
The podcast is done now.
Give me the spicy.
What are we doing?
Just fucking
delete. Jamie, delete that, please.
Jamie, thank you.
Phew!
That has that kick.
I've never drank like a spicy drink before.
No, that has like that pepper, as you're saying.
Peppa Pig.
It's good.
Can I have my original back too, though?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, guys, we're not wearing masks.
Man, every time it catches me off guard. It's like I'm drinking cayenne pepper.
Is there a topic for this one? Or
Yeah,
drinking.
We're drinking and what
Ranch water.
ranch water. Hi-ya. No,
Hi-ya.
well, last week we were talking about. Last episode we were talking about.
15 minutes ago.
Baddie, what are you doing?
I had to try.
That's why I can't have nice things,
Yeah.
buddy.
Oh, it's all over the microphone. Sorry. I just tried to drink through my mask. It didn't work. So for everyone who says you can't get COVID through a mask, shut the fuck up. Sorry.
I mean, it didn't work.
I couldn't get booze through it.
So
I know.
you can't get COVID through it.
Yeah, because those are exact same things.
I mean, it's right. Right?
Yeah.
Same
Guys,
thing.
right?
Right?
Right.
Exactly. I don't know.
This
We're
is-
just going to transition.
Hold on.
into-
Nobody talk. Okay.
Definitely not editing that
I
out.
like that technique.
I just finger fucked the mic to get all the booze off
What
of
do you
it.
call it? I saw a little twisting action
I
at the
know.
top there.
I mean,
I'm getting the fucking lube up.
hold on.
Man, sorry, it's liquid. Gong, 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 gong. Okay, he's still getting the booze off. This
He's
is
still.
awkward.
It's not.
You got it all.
Stop it, man! It's getting weird.
I figured this week we could just talk about and I'll actually say my favorite one this time. Video PC games. Like, what was your first three?
What was your first PC
games?
first?
My first
Like
PC?
the family PC, because obviously it was your family's PC. What was the first?
I was one of the few that didn't have a family PC.
How did you? Would you steal one?
Bruh, this is what Eli did, okay? First, had a shitty laptop that I traded. I was so good at haggling paintball guns back in the day. I used to play paintball. So I traded from a Tippmann. You remember old Tippmann
98 Customs?
Yeah.
Traded that to a what were those? The pig, P-I...
Carnitas?
Carnitas? Are we
going to
talking
Chipotle?
It's
Said something about pig.
straight- What was, not the Evo...
The spiders?
No, it was
Is it an electric gun?
It was like that $300 to $500 price range. It was between the Angels and the
The silver bullets.
Shocker.
This was before. Do you remember
Yes.
the silver bullet?
Yes.
I had one. For everyone who doesn't know what a silver bullet is, it's not just the vibrator. Heather, chill. It was like an old shitty paintball gun. It was like a $300 paintball gun, and that was my first one.
God, what was it? Oh, I
Is it a
cannot remember.
shocker.
Shocker.
Impulse.
Oh, there was the shockers in it. God, you remember all of those.
My family owned the largest paintball field in North Alabama.
No
My
doubt.
first job
for like
ever
5 years.
was working
Yeah.
at a paintball.
What was
course.
it like? Oh, fuck, this is gonna piss me off now. It was so distinct on its design.
Autococker? E-cocker?
Oh, that actually.
You said it's electric, right?
Yes, I do
Okay,
believe it was
so-
electric now.
I'm trying to remember. all of
Fuck,
them.
now I
Because
cannot remember.
It was like Shocker and Angel, and then like Impulses were like the big ones.
back in
I
the
remember
day.
impulses. We
Yeah.
used to have a bunch. So my first job was working at a go-kart track and a paintball course, a speedball course. We sold, we rented. All of our rentals were almost all spiders. We had some impulses as well, though.
Oh yeah, I did trade. That's what I did. A tip into a spider. The spider then into the whatever the next one I got, and I cannot remember. I'm gonna go home and look it up and be like, there it is. There, that was the one.
Insert here,
Matrix?
editor.
No, maybe it wasn't electric. It was so. God dang it. There's no pig. There's no war. There's
War never.
maybe it was an
changes.
autococker.
Autocockers were the one with the little valves and stuff on the front.
Front
under the barrel.
underneath it, like
Had
under
little
the barrel.
valves and tubes and stuff under the barrel.
Yes,
That's
yes.
an autococker.
Okay, so I had an
yeah.
autococker. So I traded. All those were traded up to autococker. Took the autococker, and then I had somebody offer me a laptop for my autococker. I was like, yeah, done and done. And that's when I got an EverQuest and those games. But my first PC I built was high school, and I was the only kid that had a Radeon 9700 Pro back in the day, which was top of the line fucking graphics card. Like,
I had an
Bruno.
EV.
A Voodoo 4.
Dude, I don't remember
Those old ass.
an EVGA. I don't remember what the fuck it was though, because I remember my first PC was like the family's. My grandmother actually gave us a brand new PC for like Christmas one year for the whole family, and it was an HP compact Masario. I remember this fucking brick, and it couldn't play Diablo 2 Lords of Destruction.
Oh, no.
So I went to Best Buy with all my allowance money and shit, and I bought an EVGA, like one of those fucking
graphics cards.
and I snuck that bitch in at like 4 a.m. so I could play video games. You know, my parents were like, "Well, what's this new program?" Nothing. It's not porn.
Yeah, that's all you like. I don't know.
But I had to sneak a graphics card into it so I could actually play games because it just couldn't handle anything.
Dude, yeah, my buddy across the street. So I didn't have a PC. We were like,
This was in 2000. I was 10, 11, 10,
Yeah,
11,
that was
2000,
about that
2001.
age.
It was one of the two.
that time period. I was poor as fuck.
We know, Eli.
Yeah.
We get it.
We
You're
get it.
poor.
Poor.
Okay. Dirt floor. Gotcha.
Laptop, exactly. Laptop. Internet didn't exist.
One bedroom. Only 2 beds for 14 of us. I know.
I hate that I have growing up as 2 bedrooms for 7 people.
Poverty.
Oh, poverty. But we like the old PCs was like the first one I built was high school Radeon 9700 Pro, which was like mind blowing at that time, and I forget the AMD processor and some other shit.
Yeah.
Like 32 megs of RAM. Megs.
Yeah.
Like, this is when you had a 5 was that like a gig hard drive was like absurd.
Massive 512 was like the standard for a long time. Yeah.
So we just ran that, and but those first games, it would have been EverQuest, Diablo 2, and what was the other one?
For me, it was StarCraft. I played a lot of Myst back in the day.
Oh, Myst. Yeah, that was good
That
stuff.
puzzle shit. I've never been so mad at a game. I was a stupid child, so like. I'm
figure
still a
puzzles out?
stupid child. Nothing's changed.
You're
but
just trying to figure out these.
dude,
puzzles
I was
quick.
so bad at Myst because I didn't want to look it up. You know, I didn't want to spend 14 hours trying to log into the dial-up because I was gonna get yelled at for connecting to the internet when mom needed to make a fucking phone call anyways. So like, I just sit there like, I'm gonna play StarCraft offline because I can't get online.
Yep, back in the day, the start. I played actually Warcraft, like
Warcraft 3? Yes.
and you play the mods. Like they had Battles of Helm Deep mod,
I
which
didn't
was
have the mods.
bro. Do Counter Strike. That's what I played the
dude.
fuck out of Counter Strike.
One point was it 1.6?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1.6. That's what I played back in the before Steam existed.
Yeah.
It's just Counter
Dude, my
Strike.
Steam account is 17 years old.
Oh, we have
No shit.
Yeah.
Do you have like a 5-dig or 6-dig? The account number on it. Check it out.
Oh, I need to look
Those
at
those
it.
are worth
Yeah.
money.
Really?
Wait, are they?
Yeah, mine's 17 years old. I got a badge for it being on there 17 years.
Check see what your because people will like straight up buy these old school Steam accounts because they're so rare.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I
Ooh.
want to check. I have one of the old ones too, because I have like Day of Defeat.
Dave Defeat.
Oh, that's so fun. Your gun you have was my favorite one on there. The carbine. The
M1 carbine, 30 cal.
yeah, that was my favorite gun on Day of Defeat. Old school Day of Defeat.
That's such a cool fucking gun, man. That's wild. So I have a 1943 M1 carbine, like original matching barrel and chat, like everything. It's fucking cool shit. That's a fun. Still zeroed. Like I was hitting at 200 with it with a fucking 30 cal.
Like, I'm
What?
This is.
It's got like a screw drilled into it and shit where somebody fucking tried to make a sling mount. Like this thing is beat the fuck up. It's so cool.
God bless it. What was your OG computer?
Gateway.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Little
with
cow
the
box?
yeah the box yeah the
Yeah.
box was a cow, and they used to have commercials and stuff. I don't know what happened to them. They probably got absorbed into like Dell or some shit.
Oh yeah.
I think
But
they
that
are.
was
I
my
think it
first
is
one. Yeah, really? Oh yeah, I guess it turned into that. But my first game that I ever fell in love with though on it was Anarchy Online. It was an old MMORPG, and it was set in space, and it had like a lot of Dune themes to it. It was like a desert planet. Oh, dude, I fell in love with that game hard. And of course, it was back when like a lot of people listening probably didn't even have to suffer through the 56K modem days, where if someone picks up the phone, it knocks you off of your raid or like whatever you're doing important in the game, and then you log back in, you're fucking dead.
And those are those old games, which it was the golden era of MMOs. I still think that's the golden era of MMOs, where it was
I missed that.
brutal. You did.
I didn't have. I couldn't get online for most of that. Like I was like Brood War was my first, like Diablo 2 and Brood War were my first games that I was ever allowed to play online, and like I had like time limits, and whenever I could play, parents were like, "Sorry, we need the phone." Like it was that shit. So like I didn't really get into MMOs until WoW,
See, there was like those old like Anarchy EverQuest Ultima were like the Tarkovs. They were the Tarkovs.
Oh, they were brutal.
Yeah, there was no.
I know
like,
EverQuest, but I just
they didn't hold your hand or anything. You're just like, oh, you died and you left your corpse for 24 hours. All your shit's gone.
delete. There goes everything.
You're everything disappeared.
Guess I'm playing a new fucking game now because I ain't doing that again. That was
Like Anarchy, how long did it take to like max level?
Dude, there was like level 220. So to get to max level, it took a long time. And there weren't guides, there weren't many internet websites that had stuff on there. Yeah, cheatcc.com. Yeah.
Just trying to find, because to be straight, most of that site was guides and not cheat codes, because not all your online games, your early online games didn't have a lot of cheat codes.
No.
So you'd go to those
Text-based.
to get your guides and shit, and you'd be reading paragraphs and essays of how to try to beat like certain bosses and shit.
You will approach 2 trees with 3 rocks. I wish I could have drawn this.
It's like, dude,
there was a
no
lot
pictures.
of 2 trees and rocks. Right?
Tutorials.
No YouTube. And then sometimes in the guides they would use text characters to try and
to
do diagrams.
The spacing.
Yeah.
They're like,
You see 3 brackets and you're like, which one's the tree? Which one's the fucking rock? That one's got a carrot. I think that's the tree.
I remember I did a fucking to get the codas for Final Fantasy 11. These were like the best monk gloves in the game for that time period, and they were worth so much fucking money. So only the top end monks had it. You knew how to farm it, but I made a guide to farm it. And I literally just took a drawing that I did by my hand, and then I put big birds of where the thing could spawn. And I was like, well, when the big birds start spawning here in this little area, it's a good indicator that it might spawn. It has a closer time period to spawn right here. And it was literally big birds. I was like, I think that's good enough. And then it did good. People like, thanks for the guide. Appreciate it. Here's how you do that. Dude. Literally, before YouTube, it was so hard finding.
Did you guys have like a notebook of all your guides and cheat codes and things like that? Like, I had like my little like Pokemon notebook, and it was just like the top of it would be like, oh, this is this game, and here's all my fucking codes, because like you can always get online to check CC or whatever the fucking or cheat or Code Breaker or whatever the site had the lock. That's the fucking banner to try to like remember all your fucking guides and codes and shit. You just write that shit down by hand, every bit of it, man.
You print them out.
Yeah, I had.
Oh, look at you! I had a printer.
I didn't, and my friends would.
Now, dude, those old websites.
You had access to the public library.
And I did.
They let him in?
That's what I would use.
Dude, I remember those old websites. This was like early websites. Like, were not good at building them. So if you needed to print something, it was like it printed the whole fucking page. Oh, yeah. So it's just like, hey, I hope you don't have any blue ink because this website is dark blue. And it's printing the entire background. So you'd have to be like, fuck, I got to copy the text into Microsoft Word and be like, print that. But then you'd run out of black ink. So you'd make your ink, the lettering like light blue and burn through blue ink, then dark green.
Yeah, CheatCC specifically had a gray background.
Yeah.
And it would waste every bit of black
every
ink.
fucking bit of your ink. I remember it, man.
I remember having a binder for like Pokemon Blue, and then one for Zelda, and then one for the Anarchist Cookbook. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think we all had that.
I was obsessed with like that back then, and I already got my security clearance. I'm not in the military anymore, so I don't have to worry about saying this. Yeah, I loved Anarchist Cookbook, and so I had a binder for that. My parents found it one day and was like, "How to make LSD?" Like, look at the video game, Mom.
I didn't read that until I was like 22.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I read it when I was 12.
I would just make Clorox bombs when I was young. It was like
tinfoil and shit.
I don't think we can talk
bleaching.
about the exact
not Clorox.
what goes into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Never mind. There's a lot of beeps right here.
Yeah. And then they go boom, and it was hilarious.
Bye, neighbor's cat. Am I right? Am I right?
Another
What was your first big games?
Diablo 2, Lords of Destruction.
So fun.
I used to sell Diablo accounts. Like, I would power level.
Oh, I did that with WoW.
Yeah, dude, I powered, like, if you get any kind of account above level, because it maxed out at 99, I believe. But I would usually sell them between 92 and, like, 96. Because going anything higher than, like, 95 was, like, work. Like, it was no longer fun. But I used to, Paladins specifically, your Hammerdins, and just start spinning hammers. I remember doing that fucking constantly.
What was that rock? It was the one. It's like the best item in the game that everyone wanted. I think.
Oh man,
rock?
Fuck.
think
The biggest thing I remember is I always mained a sorcerer, and the biggest set for sorcerers was Talrasha. To the point, like, Talrasha's sets were fucking wild. You'd be socketing gems and shit in them for either magic item drops or fucking vitality or crit chance. Oh, crit farming with fucking meteors and shit.
That's when we didn't know about RNG and how that shit worked.
Nope, didn't have a clue.
When did RNG come about? Because
It was in those games.
EverQuest. It was. We just didn't know about
Yeah,
it. Like EverQuest, we didn't know how any of that shit worked until recently. Like they released patch notes. It's like, oh yeah, this is how this stuff worked. And we're like, RNG. That's what this came from. I never knew about RNG until now. But RNG is so deep on like a lot of video games, speed running and stuff like that. You get to see how they manipulate RNG to get specific.
I mean, they'll wait. They're like, oh, this dude didn't spawn 3 inches to the right, reset, because it's not even worth trying to do the speedrun anymore because that one character isn't exactly where he needed to be.
I have no idea what RNG is.
Random number generation.
Yeah, so it is an item.
Because everything, it's all
character.
numbers, it's all code shit.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Which usually that means when you have RNG, you can force what needs to happen by control inputs or anything. So that's how all like
Your item drop chances, like in Tarkov, everyone's always like, "Oh, fucking RNG fucked me." It's because that item didn't appear. You know, you're trying to kill a scav boss or a boss in a game, but the boss didn't appear on that raid. Or you know, you have certain raids where at the end they're like, "Oh, this one big item I need." RNG fucked you because they didn't drop that white item because it's just.
But now
all
speedrunners
random
with
generation.
certain games, they know it's like, okay, if I enter this room, I do 2 steps to the front, 1 step to the right. This indicates that RNG is now this number, so I can then get into this fight. I will get the item I need and then progress further into it. And you're like, oh, you guys are fucking like they break down the code.
Do you remember?
That's like old school video.
Do you remember like
stuff,
Pokemon
too,
Red
right?
and Blue?
Yeah, of course.
Missing no when you'd surf up and down the side of Cinnabar fucking
yeah,
island,
yeah.
and you get missing no, and then you could do certain fucking patterns to get him to turn into certain Pokemon.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he was that broken string of code of numbers.
It was the one with the garbled
Yeah.
picture, right?
Yeah.
And you would go onto the screen, off the screen. You would just keep going back and forth. I remember that, dude.
Yeah.
That was on
Yeah.
cheatcc.com.
Exactly. Missing number. He made me a level 255 muck.
Yep,
My muck was just like
255.
I would just fight whoever, and my friend's like, let's fight. I'm like, okay. My muck's just like dead. Because you're like max levels like 99 or 100 in that game. He's like, I'm broke. Just standing there punching kids in the face. Like,
Eventually,
I'm
yeah, it was always up to 100, and then it would be 255 because that was like the max number sequence in the string. It was 0 through 255. That was just like your numbers, and it would cap you at 100 or 99, and then skip to 255. And if you got a 255.
Your character's so broke.
And I remember there was also a thing where it would go negative or 256. Maybe it was 256, not 255. Either way, you would get a Pokemon that was too high of a level, and it would have rolled back into the negative. So your damage you wouldn't be able to do damage, or you'd just die instantly because technically you were in the negatives when you start.
It's always those weird video games. When I was a troll, God, I was such a dickhead.
Wait, when?
Phantasy Star Online.
Online! That was the one with the little dude that would follow you around?
Yes,
like the original
on Dreamcast.
Destiny? The original Ghost?
Yes.
Yes!
Dreamcast. Did you play that?
I played it on an Xbox, actually. Xbox, when Xbox Live came out.
Yep.
That was when I first got on Phantasy Star Online, man. Holy fuck, I loved that game.
That was MMO.
It was like you had your big room, your lobby.
You had public lobbies, and then you could go into like
4.
fights or whatever with 4 people.
4,
What,
and
they weren't raids. What were they? Like missions?
Yeah, missions because it was 4 levels.
Yeah, but there was public lobbies, and that's where you could type.
Yeah,
Oh my
you
god!
could chat.
You could
That was
type,
the first chat.
Dude, be like, "Yo, any chicks in here? ASL,
What's up?" I will always remember the character Blackula that was always in all the servers I went to because he'd hang out there. It was just this dude who walked around. His name was Blackula, and I was always chat with him. But the other people, I was a troll because Casey and me figured out like how the numbers roll over. If you did Game Shark and you did a weird, Casey would just mess with the codes in order to get it to reset health. So you'd heal people and it would reset them and kill them. Huh!
Oh, that was a good clap. Dude, I have a clap like a motherfucker. That was a good one. Okay, I don't have the clap though. Just a clap.
Good thing the hospital's right there. Somewhere else.
Guess who's editing this video to make it sound perfect?
That's gonna be a hand in there.
We need
I
a,
have the clap though.
so, if there's any penicillin sponsors out there,
Ranch water.
ranch water.
Oh, what game was I talking about? Oh, Phantasy Star with
Phantasy Star Online, yeah.
Yeah,
With
so
your
roll-
brother.
rolling over. So if you healed people, it would kill them. When you die in Phantasy Star, you drop your shit.
It's gone.
It was just like bam, bam, bam.
So you kill your teammates, and then you take their stuff.
I thought there was a cooldown. Wasn't there a cooldown before you could take your teammates' stuff?
Not OG. OG was like kill their weapon remember. And their money drop. So I just snag those really quick, and you just heal everyone. So then they're like, "What the fuck?" And you'll be like, they'll be like, "Yo, come here, give me my stuff back." And like, meet me in town, I'll give it back. And then you wait, and then once they go into the teleporter and you see them start to teleport back, you heal them again, and it crashes their game, so it erases all their items. Then, so you were terrible. I was the worst troll ever. And me and Casey would do this, like, and you'd see how people would react to the situation. God, I was a dickhead kid.
You're still a dickhead. No, nothing's changed.
I'm nice to him.
Yeah, you're nice to Donut.
You lost weight. You look good, Baddie.
You look really good.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
We'll just hold it. We'll just hold that last comment and let you dwell on it. But no, those kids would like you'd see them come.
You make children cry.
Yeah, and then you go hang out and you see
kids
people
are fucking brutal. Do you think of the shit we did when we were kids?
My son's mean to me. Did you hear the dead girlfriend line he threw at me?
Yes. Oh my god.
My 17-year-old Steam account is named after my girlfriend in high school who died in a car wreck. And so I don't know what we were talking about.
I was there.
Yeah, it was at brunch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one of the brunches because we were all
we weren't even talking about, like, we weren't even ragging on him or anything. And
I think we were just talking about nerd shit, and he just brought up, I remember this time he had a dead girlfriend.
Well, he was like, at least my Steam account isn't named after my dead girlfriend. And he just looked at me dead in the eyes. Like a little part of me died that day.
It's like, oh, he needs not hang out with all these guys anymore.
Yeah, John shouldn't hang out with me and Eli and Baddie and Matt Best and JT.
Oh my god!
I feel bad for the kids he has to be around that try to pick on him.
He's never going to need to worry about being like a bully or fighting kids because he's just going to tear them apart with his words, and that's even worse.
Yeah,
they'll go home and cry.
Yeah. He tears his whole pops apart every day.
You're fat, John. Your dad touches you and he walks out.
How did he know?
John's like, you remember Scoutmaster Kevin?
Yeah. Oh my god.
I got dark.
But yeah, those old video games that you'd see people react to it because that was before, and they'd come back into the room and they'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" My favorite one was a dude. Like I had two. One came back, same username, same character, and he was like, "Hey, would you like to play a game?" I was like, I just took your shit. I don't know what you're talking about. That must have been someone else. That's some sweet gear you have right there. That's yours.
You into it?
It's your gear. We should go do a mission together. Nah. Is this actually, you think this is going to work? That I'm going to go do this mission with you? And then the other guy was like, look outside. I called the Sega police. It's like super serious. Like,
my dad owns Microsoft.
Yeah, it's one of those. Like my dad works at Nintendo. The kid's like, look outside. Sega police right there. If you don't give me my stuff back right now, they're gonna arrest you.
I used to do that in Diablo 2 PvP matches.
Oh, yeah,
you take killing people. Like you step outside of town in like a PvP zone, and you just fucking murder somebody, and then all their stuff was stuck out there.
Yep.
Damn.
And anytime they try to go get their stuff, you just pop out of a bush, nuke them again. Just a pile of their own fucking ears, because that's how you collect in PvP and Diablo. Oh, man. Oh, I was mean. God. StarCraft, I was so good at the original StarCraft.
Not me.
When I finally started getting online.
Actions per minute did you have? Do you ever see the Korean kids play it? And they do like
I'm
400 actions per minute, and their hands are just doing this?
Dumb white ginger good.
Yeah,
like,
oh, okay.
Not Asian good. There's a big difference.
Eli.
I'm not good at that.
You're not?
No, that. No,
you didn't do. You weren't into RTS.
I was never, dude. Like League. I thought League was an RTS until I started playing it. I was like, oh, this is kind of like an RTS. I played Diablo, as I said, not Diablo 3, but Warcraft 3, which was fun for the mods and everything like that. But I was never a huge RTS guy.
Dude, Age of Empires Gold Edition.
Yeah.
That was my life. I played the fuck out of it. It was Age of Empires 2, I believe, was the gold edition. That was my holy shit. I sank so many hours into that dumb fucking game.
That's when Gandhi goes nuclear, right?
No, that was
Civilization.
Civilization. There was the bug. It was a bug with like Civ 3, right? Or Civ 4. It was Civ 3 or 4, I think. Where Gandhi, because he was supposed to be super passive for whatever reason.
It was again a reset. It was a reset that happened. That's why, because it wound backwards to max
aggression.
Max aggression. It's always those resets. See, that's how you cheat stuff. Reset the numbers, and then that happens. That's what happened with Gandhi.
It was gonna be really annoying.
That came like with the game. It was just
it was broken.
Yeah. They're like, we'll make Gandhi super passive and we'll be good. So then you progressed. It reset his aggression because he was like super low until it went to like
rolled
99.
It just rolled.
Yeah, and then he's like, I need nukes. And he just drops them on everyone.
Gandhi just nukes you?
Yeah.
Dude,
God,
it was
awesome.
I think it was Civ. I feel like it was Civ 3 or it was Civ 3 or 4. I don't remember, but yeah, that was Civilization was another one of those games where I still play Civ 5 and Civ. A lot of people don't like Civ 6 as much, but I Civ 5 I've played. Like what was it called? Oh my god, the long version of the game where you could turn it up to like. So turns, like a single thing would normally take like 5 turns. It would take like 300 turns to make something.
Jeez.
How many hours? What's the game you sunk most hours in?
World of Warcraft.
How many hours?
Oh, days and days and days, man.
You're looking at like 30 to 60 days.
Yeah,
probably.
like a lot. My first account got banned actually because you said you used to sell, what did you
Diablo 2 accounts.
Yeah, I would sell World of Warcraft accounts in Vanilla WoW. I would buy a character to 60 and then sell it for like $400. So by botting, I would turn this program on and my character would run around all night and just kill things and loot, while I'm not even at the computer, which is very frowned upon. And so I sold I made like $4,000 in high school off of selling World of Warcraft accounts, but I made the mistake of not closing my botting software one time and opening my primary account I had since like day 3 of vanilla. And it was I had the most powerful Shadow Priest on the server on Blood Scalp, like highest PvP rank. And I logged on and I was on there for 5 minutes and it went boop. And I'm like, oh shit. I look at my, what I have open. I'm like, oh fuck, the botting software is open. So like my baby
How
account.
old were you?
I was 14 or 15. Yeah.
Soul ending.
Dude, like that, this is, I'm never going to recover from this.
Dude, I had the best gear on the server, but I mean, that's what I get. That was the risk I'd taken. I was just stupid about it.
Oh God, that just hurts the soul to even think about. Thankfully, that never happened like EverQuest or anything. I never lost a account like that. It was just like, I'd give them away at the end. I think we discussed that before where you're just like, I know my Final Fantasy 7 or 11, dude, whoever got all my shit, because there was multiple, those Jews they got paid.
Yeah.
Just turn my level to unknown and then just strip my guy naked and just walk around and be like, hey, could you guys help a level what? They'd be like, yeah, come on, buddy. I'd be like, what weapon should I get? Well, come to this little thing. I'd be like, where is it? And they'd be like, oh, come here. And they follow me. I'd be like, well, these level 4 gauntlets look really cool. I can't afford them. I'd be like, man, here's 3,000 gil. Go buy them. I'm like, okay, thank you so much. Here's 500,000 Kodas. And because they're like the best gauntlets in the game. They're like, I can't take this, dude. Bro, I can't. Why are you giving these? I was like, they're yours, man.
And log off.
And that's how I just like throw money around. They'd be like, why are you giving me 2 million gil? I can't. You just watch the reaction. Like just, thank you so much. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Like,
You're
do the same for somebody else.
They didn't.
No, they probably just.
Yeah, they
Took those
kept
and
that
murdered
shit.
those.
Yeah.
So this is after you were a dick to everyone on Star.
I had to redeem that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to build your karma back up after
It's like young
killing
Eli.
people and crashing their game.
Young Eli needed to redeem himself.
Rein it in a little bit.
I mean, EverQuest, I didn't do too much. No, never mind. I was a shithead in EverQuest. Never mind. And that cost time and effort into people's lives. That was like, I think we talked about it. Like half a bubble of experience when you're in the higher levels is you're looking at like 5 to 7 days.
When you died in EverQuest, you lost experience, right?
You lost a half a bubble, which is 5 to 7 days of grinding.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember this shit. Mm-hmm.
And I would just like, I know I do at lower levels, it's not that bad, but it's still work. But I would be like, well, I'm going invisible and I'm going to run by the specters in this low level area. I'm going to train all of them to do the noobs. And you have 4 specters. I think it was 4. These 4 specters are level 46. because they guard the tower, and you're in a level 10 to 20 zone in Oasis.
How do you remember this so perfectly? Like I remember
a lot. And then you just run by invisible. If you didn't hit them, they would hit anyone else along to try to kill you. So I just run by them, and they couldn't catch me. And I'd just be like, where are all the noobs at? You run by them, and you have four
just kite
specters,
shit.
and they're like fighting these orcs. They're like, okay, Jonathan, heal me. I need it. And then a level 46 mob comes and I'm like, death, 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 death. And then I just run to the zone and zone out. I'm like, hey. And then I go back in and just be like, who trained the specters? Because they can't see you because I was invisible. Oh, man, I love EverQuest back in the day.
That's how Anarchy Online worked, too. And if you go into a dungeon,
Baddie's face.
Everyone's in the dungeon.
I was
together.
never this bad.
Yeah, so like I would be like, "Hey man, can I join your team?" They'd be like, "No, go away, noob." And so I would I was a fixer, and you could turn on speed buffs, and I would run to the very end of the dungeon, pull every mob. I'm talking like 300 mob train, and then run past them at the front, like wherever they're at, and be like, "Fuck you guys," and then run out of the dungeon and instance out. And so all the mobs would stick at the front of the dungeon, and they would turn. And they would look at that team and just
That's exactly like EverQuest. You train them to the zone wall, and when they like you zone out, all the mobs at the zone wall are like, "All right, we forget about death," and they just start murdering on the way back. Yeah. Oh my god, I have
because they wouldn't disappear. They would reset themselves back to where they were standing. And so
they would just walk.
So they would go follow the path you took back to where they were supposed to be, passing every single person in the dungeon.
Y'all are terrible,
killing
humans.
everything.
They should have let me on their team. Yeah.
And you walk back in, you're like,
Did you guys die?
what happened?
What happened?
Weird. Should have let me on your team.
I feel like I was the noob that got bullied by you guys. Like I didn't do anything this bad. Like holy fuck. Like Diablo 2 PvP, like that was something else. But oh my god.
Yeah, next level with
Dear
that.
fuck, man.
Yeah, we used to be. I mean, that was how it was. Hey, man, noobs would be like, "Hey, can I have some platinum?" EverQuest, it was frowned upon to ask for platinum. Even to inspect somebody, you would ask to inspect somebody. It was such a weird
I remember
thing.
that. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. You had to get permission to inspect other people's gear.
Well, you could do it automatically, but it was rude.
I thought it was a request.
Really?
Wasn't it?
It was rude if you did it. So people would like back up to like, "Yo, what the fuck you do?" Like they get up and move their character back because you inspected without looking. So you'd always ask permission. It was fucking
Really?
weird. So, but when noobs would come in, they'd be like, "I need platinum." You'd be like, "Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I got a lot of platinum. How much do you need?" And they're like, "Okay." Like, how do I trade? /D and my name. They'd be like, "D vididid it her." It'd be like, Joe Schmo challenges you to a duel. Do you accept? Yes. And kill him, and you're like, "There you go. There's your platinum," and you walk away.
Piss on them.
Yeah.
You little bitch.
His corpse and leave. God, that's like such a like as bad as it got for me. Be like, hey man, how do I do this in StarCraft? Yeah, Alt F4 real quick, bro. Left the game.
Classic.
Dude,
it's funny when kids come into your chat on Twitch and still try to get you to do that.
Dude, that joke is
It's like I was there when the magic was written, witch.
I was there when the magic was written, witch. There's the first T-shirt.
You are Noah. The 10 Commandments were made for you.
They were handed down to me by my older brother when he gave me his games.
It's like we were trolling 15 years before these kids were even thought of.
They didn't even know.
They don't know.
Oh God, dude.
And then Baddie just is like, I wasn't even that bad. I was just like playing video games.
Dude, I wasn't like, even then, like, I mean, we get into like the early Call of Duty days, like Call of Duty 2, like early console gaming. Because I went from PC stuff to console because I just couldn't afford a better PC to keep up with PC gaming. So I was like, I got an Xbox and I started working. I did console shit, and you know, I had my voice chat bans from old Xbox Live when I'm being reported, but I had some words for their mothers. Let me tell you
every
what.
time. God, I never got like Xbox. I took a hiatus from consoles for like the Xbox 360. I don't think I touched that or PS3.
A paintball gun for a laptop.
Yeah.
I did too. I traded a paintball gun for a PlayStation 2 though.
Oh, dude, PlayStation 2.
That was how I got my first PlayStation because I always used to borrow or use my buddy's PlayStation to play like Final Fantasy and things like that because I was a Nintendo guy, N64, GameCube, and then I moved over to PlayStation, PlayStation 2, then Xbox 360, and it was like, man, I was rude.
Yeah, we were that's why I'm glad the internet didn't exist
Yeah.
to the degree.
Not me.
when
I
we
never
were
said
growing
anything
up.
that bad.
YouTube didn't exist. Yes.
Facebook, any of that stuff. God, the emo things I would have posted probably.
Dude, my MySpace was like a gold mine for emo pictures.
Yeah, I did that too.
MySpace. Oh
I wish
my
I
God,
had them. At one point, like back in like 2015, 2014, I finally went back and deleted it all. But for the longest time, man, I remember because I had my mohawk back then. This was pre-army, and there was just a picture of me wearing a glove that I'd soaked in lighter fluid on fire and lit it on fire and just like.
Oh God, Baddie was a tryhard.
Dude, I was. Like, I was trash, man. I was such a scene kid. Like, lip ring that I had done, my mohawk. Oh, yeah.
You were an E-Thought.
I mean, I wish. I dreamed to be. I definitely wasn't, but I wish I was.
I don't think that word existed back then.
It didn't. There's no way it did. No. I mean, now I am. I have achieved my goal of being a thought, I believe. I think so, right? Yeah?
We all have.
I think so. I mean, definitely. You have.
Yeah.
Click of the teeth.
What all the hot dudes do.
Games, guns, and guys.
Yeah. Here we are.
And
Man,
ranch water.
I don't even know what we had. Like what PC, and now the PCs we have are all of us just have monster PCs, so we get to play what we want.
Yeah.
When we want.
Yeah.
Dude.
And now we have Tarkov. COD, and then we don't branch out much now.
I'll do the flavor of the week, like when a new game. Like I did Cyberpunk when it dropped. Like Cyberpunk was fun. I had people fucking raged over that shit. I had so much fun playing Cyberpunk.
I didn't beat it. I didn't play that much of it actually.
Really?
I still haven't played it. I have it on my
I
computer. I
had
just
a
haven't played it.
blast playing it, man.
It wasn't a Witcher. Witcher 3 was like.
See, you can't. I mean, you're right. Of course, it's not. You can't compare a futuristic game to a fucking medieval game, like a fantasy versus sci-fi. They're different. They'll never. Yes, it's the same developer, but it's just not the same type of fucking game. It's
What? I didn't realize that. Baddie.
shut the fuck up.
I didn't even.
Hi-ya.
Hi-ya.
So how about that Henry Cavill? Am I right?
Dude.
Guns, games,
Do
and guys.
you know how many times I've watched The Witcher?
It's so good. Fuck. Like that's the best part of it. Him saying fuck.
Fuck. It's so good. And when isn't the next season coming out this year?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think so.
should
No, I'm
be.
almost positive. It's
It
supposed
got
to
it got
be, it got pushed
delayed.
back because of COVID. But I cannot fucking wait.
It was so good. That first season.
Because I've read the books. Like I'm a book nerd when it comes to that shit. Not like a Dritz Stewart and Forgotten Realms book nerd. Shut the fuck up, Eli. But just books in general. I read a lot of books. I used to have a library before I moved.
too.
I threw away all my books before I moved.
That's why I have a Kindle.
I broke my last Kindle.
Get another one.
I probably should.
It saves them all. It's nice to just have that one book. Like literally, it's just this. It looks and feels like paper, and you're just like,
it's that nice like
next page.
off to.
And you can read it in the middle of the night. Do you have a Kindle?
No, I have books.
Kindle.
Fucking nerd. Real paper.
When you can compress everything into like a small fucking book, and
And the
it's
fact
just
that it doesn't hurt
download
your
everything.
eyes to read.
It's so nice. Witcher books.
Can you look at hentai on those?
I mean, you could read hentai. I think.
Manga.
The tentacle slowly wrapped around her leg.
Oh my god, we need to read fucking. What's it called?
Fan fiction?
Fan fiction,
We
like
need to
the
read fan
Sonic the Hedgehog fan fiction. Some of the bad ones are so good. It's like Sonic has saved Peach. Peach looks down at Sonic's hard cock. Sonic says, "Why don't you grab it, princess?" Like there's actually like fan fiction about this stuff, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Promise
kids?
I'm not that fast.
Exactly.
Can somebody write fanfic about me, Eli, and Donut? Thank you.
We'll read it.
I will read it.
Baddie looks down at both Eli's and Donut's cocks and gets on his knees and says, "I've never had two hot dogs at once."
I just never really know that I'm taller
Ranch
than Eli.
water. Oh, glizzy.
Oh god dang it! But yeah, those old Fuck, I just went off. The Witcher books are really good, and that's what people were surprised going into the series. They're like, "This isn't the video.
This isn't the video game."
Which I will say they did a very terrible job at conveying the timeline.
See, I didn't have any issue with the time skips
Because
I
you
understood
knew the
them.
fucking book. As a director, you should go in.
I have an issue when it comes to watching TVs and movies of overanalyzing shit. Like, I'm terrible to watch TV or movies with because you've seen me when we watch The Mandalorian. I'm like, this, that, look at these little things, all these little.
Enjoyed it.
So as soon as like The Witcher started, they did that first time skip. I'm like, that was a time skip.
Yeah.
Immediately, and not because I knew the lore, but because I am a psychopath when it comes to analyzing TV shows and movies.
Which is like,
But they definitely made it hard. Like The Witcher is something you watch twice.
Yes, because they skipped it where it was like going in. If you didn't read the books and you're like, what are these time skips? Everyone stays the same age because they don't explain like Witchers, wizards,
they don't age like that.
They don't age. And then you had Dandelion not aging either. Not much.
They didn't show. Dandelion should have been the only thing that they aged more than they did.
Exactly. And that's what
did,
they
but not
didn't.
enough.
But on that series, it's like, oh, this is how many years ago.
But there was also like, 5 different timelines that running through, and Dandelion was in the last 2 timelines that were close together, so there wasn't that much. What you needed to pay attention to, what was that? The king guy that fucked his sister.
The OG one.
No, I don't remember his fucking name anymore. Ranchwater.
Lannister? Are we talking about Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. Oh, the last season.
That transition right there. But yeah, Game of Thrones. I'm super excited for. Season 2. That is one of them.
And
coming out anytime now.
Anytime now. Well, COVID fucked up filming. Think about how many good movies came out this year. Or last year. No movies came out almost.
Yeah, I mean anything creative, like video games too, man. Like video game studios were completely
I've been sitting on my couch and been like, man, why the fuck is there nothing new to watch? And then it clicks. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that thing.
Oh.
Yeah, everything's fucked.
Yeah.
Well, HBO's releasing like 5 movies at one time, though. Dune's going to come out the same day as like a bunch of other movies, but fuck everything else. Dune's coming out.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's a 2-part movie, right?
fucking good. I don't remember.
I think it's a 2-part movie. I think.
Dude, the worm in
Dune
the
is gonna be so
trailer.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Dune?
No.
Dude,
fucking
Thanos is Josh Brolin's going to be in it, and like Aquaman, what's his name? Jason Momoa is going to be in it. Like, there's a lot of big people in it. It's going to be fantastic.
I mean, I hope it is, because if it's not,
who's the director? HBO does good work though. They're not like they have a good studio behind them. Where they're like
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Well,
Last
that was those two.
Last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones.
That was those 2 directors that just shit.
D&D.
Yeah, D&D. Literally D&D. They just shit the bed on.
The last episode made no sense whatsoever.
I just like you have this slow fucking build up. The slowest fucking build up.
No. We're not going to end this on a terrible note.
Okay, we'll do that next.
No! It was trash. Let's move on and talk about how much Eli loves me.
Okay. Well, next episode will be in a week, and that will be a fun one. We'll be talking about anything else than what Baddie just said. Brought to you by Ranchwater.
Not really, but maybe?
I don't know if they officially sponsor us yet, but we like Ranch Water. No, they just messaged me. They're like, you guys want some free ranch water? I was like, yeah, so do they sponsor us? I don't know after this episode. Especially after the Sonic the Hedgehog fanfic.
We just forced a sponsorship onto a company. Look,
We do not align with their beliefs.
BRCC 2020.
We're also sponsored by...
Well,
okay, you close it out this time.
I love you guys. Say it back. Say it back.
Love you, man.
Thanks, guys.